Wheels America is sponsored by Grundy Insurance. Today on Wheels America, we visit a high-octane cafe that brews a lot more than coffee. We check out exotic muscle cars. We take a ride in the last Phantom 2. And we'll take a look at more of the greatest cars ever made on Wheels America.
I'm talking with Steve, and we're taking a look at his 1961 Chevy Impala. Steve, this is a gorgeous vehicle. What can you tell me about it?
Well, what's not to say about the vehicle? As you can see, it's a 1961 Chevy Impala, all original. I picked up this car about a year ago, and I've done nothing to it but some minor drivability changes, but the car itself is all original. The paint is the original paint scheme, but it was repainted in the early 90s, but this is the original color to the vehicle.
Let's talk about what powers this vehicle. What do you have under the hood?
What I got under the hood is an original 283 with the original Power Glide transmission. It's more of a cruiser, so like it gets the power that it needs to, for a stable ride down the road.
Steve, you were in the Marine Corps. Can you tell me a little bit about this flag that you have in your Impala?
Of course, the reason why I got the car is it's red, and that's the color, the main color of the Marine Corps. As you can see, the flag back there is red as well. And I am a prior service member, veteran, and that's the significance of the car.
Steve, what is it about these car shows that attracts so many people?
Well, I think these car shows attract all sorts and types of people. You get people who like the originals and the customs, and this car show brings it all out. You can have an original car that gets just as much attention as a custom car, and I believe that's why people come out to these shows, so that they can show the appreciation for the vehicles that have undergone extensive restoration. Time and money has been put into these. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears have also been put into these cars, and it's a great way for people to show off what they have accomplished so far.
I'm Jim.
And I'm Nancy.
I'd like to tell you about our car. This is a 1930 Ford Coupe that I acquired from my father-in-law. The car sat behind his barn for 50 plus years, rotting in the ground. We sandblasted, welded in panels, painted, did everything we could to make it roadworthy again. So we took the car home, and it was in terrible shape, rusted from top to bottom. And 9 months later,
Birth of a child and the cost of one.
we got the car back on the road, and under the hood I've got a 305 Chevy small block engine, pretty much stock engine, air conditioning, very reliable motor. On the highway, believe it or not, 22 miles to the gallon. We've been driving it 37,000 miles on the car. The interior of the car is somewhat modified. The dashboard we put in the car is from a 37 Ford. The seat is called a T-seat. Very comfortable. It has lumbar supports in the back. It reclines, it tilts forward. We have an overhead console radio, AM/FM stereo, tilt wheel, air conditioning. It's just a fun hobby, and we love the car and the experience of rebuilding it. I'm Jim.
And I'm Nancy, and that's
the story of our car.
The year is 1953. The place is the famed Waldorf Astoria Hotel in New York City. General Motors is hosting the Motorama, where one of the most beloved sports cars of all time was debuted. It was the Chevrolet dream car, known as the Corvette. It drew so much buzz that GM decided to manufacture a production version, and the love affair with the Corvette was born. 66 years later, GM has produced more than 1.5 million of the iconic sports car known more simply as the Vette. Only 300 were manufactured in the first year, with a production high reaching 53,000 in 1979. And by the way, it's estimated that over 200 of the 1953 Corvettes may still exist. All of them were white convertibles with red interiors and black canvas tops, with a base sticker price around $3,500 and options that included a heater and an AM radio. The Vette was powered by a 6-cylinder Blue Flame engine that pushed 150 horsepower and was mated to a 2-speed Power Glide automatic transmission. So, With this impressive history, just where does the Corvette get its name? Was it from a World War II fighter plane? A small but fast warship? A name given by the original designer? Or the mythological name for the god of speed? We'll have the answer when Wheels America returns.
Driving collector cars is a thrilling experience. Hi, I'm Jim Grundy. We have a passion for collector cars just like you do, so protect your cherished investment the right way. At Grundy, you get agreed value coverage, zero deductible, and unlimited mileage. Call us now or visit us at Grundy.com and we'll show you how much you can save. At Grundy, we get it. Call us today.
You're watching Wheels America.
Coming up on Wheels America, we'll make a pit stop at the High Octane Cafe, and we'll take a ride in the last Phantom 2 when Wheels America returns. Okay, let's get the answer to our Car Fact quiz. So where do you think the Corvette name came from? If you picked B, a small but fast warship, then you know your vets. By the way, the name Corvette was first used by the French Navy in 1670. These small, light, and fast ships would often be used as escorts for larger ships, and they're still used in navies around the world. But the four-wheel version, America's sports car, is as beloved as ever. At an auction in 2013, a 1967 Corvette L88 convertible sold for an estimated $3.2 million. And that's a Wheels America Car Fact.
Car shows are big. They take place across America every single day, on golf courses, or even in parking lots just like this one. Today we're at a Subaru show, so let's go talk to some of these owners about their cars. We're here with Scott talking about his Subaru Impreza. Scott, tell us about your car. It's quite an impressive vehicle you've got here.
Thanks, Nicole. It's a 1999 Subaru Impreza. I bought it from a lady. It had been pretty well beaten. It was in very rough shape when I found it in her backyard. First thing I did was I stripped it down, painted it. Not a single bolt was left in the car. Everything was new at one point. It has a brand new engine. It has locking differentials front and rear. I do rally racing, which is usually in the dirt or snow or mud. So the extra differentials and the torque from the turbo engine, it really helps put the power down to the ground.
Scott, tell us a little more about what's under the hood of this bad boy.
Sure. It's a 2.5 liter STI engine that I had built by P2P Racing out of Texas. It's a closed deck, forged internal engine. It's capable of 550 horsepower. I will only be running it around 400 to keep it safe for what I do. Don't want to blow it up when I'm on a rally. So,
what is it that drew you to a rally vehicle?
I grew up going quick on dirt, snowy roads. It's natural. Rally is the first legal way I could do it.
You restored this car basically from the ground up. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you did on the exterior?
Nearly everything. There's some original doors and a roof I haven't touched. Joking aside, the back half of the car has been tubed. There's almost no original frame rails. All the firewalls, everything's been redone on the structure. Then from the structure out, I ordered these wide body fenders from the UK. You can't really get these here. The wing came from a Japan car. The roof scoop is new. The lights I kind of put together myself. So everything has been refreshed and probably a little bit more rare and a little hard to find than the standard American version. So
how about the work that you did on the interior?
The interior is all business. Everything in there is designed around safety and function. We have 2 racing seats that are FIA approved, quick release steering wheel so I can hop out of the car in a hurry if there's a fire, 2 fire extinguishers. We wear Hans device, safety harnesses. It's really comforting when you sit in the car.
So this is truly your car?
Oh yeah, it's lightweight, fast, clean-ish.
I'm sitting in this 1935 Rolls-Royce Phantom 2 with our owner, John. John, will you take us for a walk around this beautiful vehicle?
Yeah, let's do that. We should do that.
All right. John, can you give us the backstory on this vehicle?
Yes, I can. It's a 1935 Phantom II Rolls-Royce, as we said, and it was delivered new to a 24-year-old American, actually, who lived in the Grosvenor Hotel in London. And it's the last of the Phantom II, and then they went to the Phantom III the year after. So it spent most of its life early life in the UK, and then it actually came to the States sometime in the 60s and was on the east coast of the US, and was renovated by a guy over there, and then was sold and went back to the UK in 1986.
I see you have a straight 6 in here.
Yes, this is the Rolls-Royce. They built the engines themselves. They built the engine and chassis, and somebody else built the body. But the engine, it's a 7.7 litre, 6-cylinder engine. It's about 120 brake horsepower. So it had not so much horsepower, but lots of torque. So it pulls very well and strong on the highway. And so this car is equipped with an overdrive, so it pulls along on the highway 65, 70 miles an hour quite well. So
I had a chance to look at the interior of this vehicle, and it's absolutely beautiful. Is that a cosmetic tray in the back?
Yes, it is. Of course, it's a Rolls-Royce, and they were known for putting in whatever the customer wanted. So obviously, who ordered this car had somebody who wanted to use a cosmetic tray, and it also has a divider that goes up a glass between the driver and the passengers in the back. Now, this particular car was set up for a radio, which was unusual in the 1930s. So it's a Rolls-Royce. So.
You're watching Wheels America.
Grundy Insurance is a family-owned business. Frequently, you'll find me with my brother and dad working on one of our cars. We understand the importance of protecting what you love. Hi, I'm Josh Grundy. My family has been insuring collector cars since 1947. We invented agreed value coverage. Get the best coverage for the least amount of money. Agreed value, unlimited mileage, at a rate you won't believe. At Grundy, we get it. Call us now or visit us online at grundy.com.
Coming up on Wheels America, some British metal. We'll check out one of the most exotic muscle cars and an iconic British roadster when Wheels America returns.
Car guys love a fast car. I'm Sam Grundy. At Grundy Insurance, we'll get your quote done super fast. It's quick, easy, and it'll save you money. With Grundy, you get agreed value, 0 deductible, unlimited mileage, and no depreciation. Call us now or visit us at grundy.com. You'll be amazed at how fast we can get you rolling. Call us today. At Grundy, we get it.
I'm sitting in this sexy 2018 McLaren 720S. Let's talk to Eric and get the story on this one-of-a-kind sports car.
This is a 2018 McLaren 720S. It's special because it has a carbon fiber tub, which makes the car extremely light and also very safe, and allows it to handle superbly because there is absolutely no flex in the body of the car. It's also got a very powerful engine with a high power to weight ratio, so it's extremely fast, and it also rides extremely comfortably.
Obviously, there's a lot of power in this car. What can you tell us about the engine?
It has 710 horsepower. Top speed is 216 miles an hour. I haven't had it up quite that high, but I've gotten sort of close on a test circuit, of course.
What's the fastest you've had this car?
Just under 200 miles an hour.
How does a rear mid-mounted engine in this car affect the performance?
It allows for the center of inertia to be in the middle of the car, which improves the handling around turns and controllability for steering. It also allows the engine to sit extremely low to the ground, which drops the center of gravity, which also improves handling.
Eric, what can you tell us about the unique features on the interior of the car?
This is a very luxurious interior. It's very nice leather, and some of the more interesting features, it has a rotating gauge cluster, so you can get 2 different types of information displays. It also has a floating center console with a surprisingly good infotainment system, and has a fantastic stereo system. It's got a surround camera, so you don't mess up your wheels when you park. It pretty much has everything a modern luxury car has.
And what inspired you to purchase this car?
Well, I've been looking at exotic cars for a long time, and I've found deficiencies in all the ones that kept me from buying it. And I saw this car, and it was perfect. It had everything I wanted, and I love it.
Eric, can you fire this up for us?
Sure. You're watching Wheels America.
Hi, my name's Corey, and I want to tell you guys about my car. This is my 2018 WRX. It's full bolt-on E85. I have a AEM cold air intake, Killer B aftercooler, NVIDIA downpipe, catless, and then also an R400 exhaust, full titanium. Actually, this is my second transmission on this vehicle. I blew up the first one at 12,000 miles, so I was forced to buy another one. It wasn't warranted, obviously because of the tune on it. It's a 6-speed manual, 2.0 liter turbo. It's 4-cylinder, and it makes just shy of 400 wheel horsepower. On the exterior, I have upgraded rims, tires, and brakes. I have Nitto tires, Avid 20s, and then also a R400 exhaust out the back with titanium tips. And the interior is pretty much bone stock. I have a subwoofer in the back and Bluetooth radio. So yeah, this is my vehicle. I love it. I put a lot of pride into it. I take care of it. I keep it clean. And it's my passion. I'm Corey, and that's the story of my car.
When you want to drive for fun, it's hard to beat a Triumph TR3. I'm here with Ed, and he's going to tell us about this fun car. Ed, tell me a little bit more about this car.
Oh, I'd be glad to. It's a 1958 Triumph TR3. The TR3 model was made from 1952 through 1962, so it's basically the same style throughout, just some modifications.
Ed, what do you have under the hood?
Oh, this is a four-cylinder, about 2-liter engine. It has 2 side updraft carburetors, which is kind of unique. It was built in 1958, so it's really kind of a modified tractor engine.
What kind of horsepower do you get out of this?
About 100 horsepower.
So not super fast?
No, not really. It's more of a cruiser. It's kind of made for country back roads of England more than it was America, although they sold a lot of these in America.
What's the top speed?
They say it goes 100. I haven't got it up that high yet.
What's your favorite thing about driving this car?
Well, it's so unique. You'll notice the doors are kind of sculpted so that there's very little containment within the cabin. So you get a lot of air blowing through your hair. I don't have any hair anymore, but it's very sporty. You can turn very quickly with it. It's such a small car. And it has a 4-speed transmission, which is fun to run through the gears and different speeds and so forth. And you get a lot of looks.
You're watching Wheels America! These are some beautiful cars. Hi, I'm Jim Grundy. We love classic cars as much as you do. That's why we tailor your policy for the way you drive. A Grundy policy covers you for 100% of the agreed value, unlimited mileage, 0 deductible, and no depreciation. Call us now or visit us at Grundy.com and we'll quickly show you how much you can save. At Grundy, we get it. Call us today.
I'm here with Glade and Mike checking out their 2002 Subaru Glade. A lot of things that stand out about this car just at first sight, especially that right-hand drive. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so this is a 2002 Japanese domestic market JDM vehicle as exported and built from Japan. Right-hand drive, EJ207, and modified by ProDrive as a design study. 276 horsepower, turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder, right-hand drive as mentioned, and some other little niche products that ProDrive wanted to market. Suspension, intercooler spray, driver-controlled center differential, etc.
Tell us what the draw is about driving a Subaru.
For most people, it's the performance-based aspect of it. Most Subaru enthusiasts intend to use them as they're designed, off-road racing, rally racing. The car was actually bought to be a display vehicle for rallycarparts.com. Mike, the owner, is an avid supporter of the local rally scene, and this was our way of demonstrating our appreciation for the history and the heritage of the sport while having a fun vehicle to play with as well.
Mike, you're the owner of the vehicle. Tell us what makes it special in terms of the interior and exterior.
Well, ProDrive built this car. It's one of 1,000, one of 750 with this color scheme for this year, so it makes it a little rare. But what ProDrive's done on the exterior and interior on this is, besides the horsepower increase, they've installed a intercooler automatic, so it gets a little too warm. Intercooler sprays the turbo, cools it right down. Main characteristics that sets this apart from a standard STI that's built here in America, this is a full JDM, by the way, from Japan, is the bumper, the wheels, the spoiler, and there's a few other interior components. And other than that, it's just, besides some of the engine components that Glade spoke about earlier, it's just basically a stock car from Japan that ProDrive took and made it basically a model of what their race cars are, but it's more of a street version, stock.
Do you intend to race this vehicle?
No. It's in the trust for the 7-year-old grandson, and he will not allow me to do that.
That sounds like a good idea.
With all the technology available in cars today, how do you listen to music, news, or information? Do you access Sirius XM, Pandora, or Spotify? Are you connected with your iPhone? Or do you use the tried and true, been around forever car radio? The origins of the in-dash car radio date back to the 1930s. That's when Paul and Joseph Galvin, owners of Galvin Manufacturing Corporation, produced one of the first commercial dashboard radios. By today's standards, the unit was big, so big that certain parts were positioned both inside the car and under the floor. It didn't take long for the radio to catch on, and soon they decided to change the company's name to something more recognizable. Can you guess that name? Was it RCA, Motorola, Philco, or General Electric? We'll have the answer when Wheels America comes roaring back.
Grundy Insurance is a family-owned business. Frequently, you'll find me with my brother and dad working on one of our cars. We understand the importance of protecting what you love. Hi, I'm Josh Grundy. My family has been insuring collector cars since 1947. We invented agreed value coverage. Get the best coverage for the least amount of money. Agreed value, unlimited mileage, at a rate you won't believe. At Grundy, we get it. Call us now or visit us online at grundy.com.
You're watching Wheels America.
Okay, let's get the answer to our car fact quiz. What did the Galvin brothers name their new company? The answer is B, Motorola, who today employs over 14,000 people with annual sales of over $6 billion, with a B. By the way, the name came by taking motor from motorized and Ola from Victrola and combining them for Motorola. And that's a Wheels America car fact.
I'm here today talking with Don about his 1951 Kaiser. Don, what's special about this vehicle?
Well, first of all, it's an orphan car, meaning that it's a vehicle that's no longer produced anymore. And this is a 1951 model, and this particular year, 51, represented major restyling of Kaiser vehicles by a designer by the name of Dutch Darren.
Can you tell us a little bit about what's under the hood?
Certainly. It is a Continental Red Seal 6-cylinder, 226-inch displacement motor. Kaiser Frazer never really built their own motors. They bought them from Continental. Continental built many motors for vehicles of this era, including checker taxi cabs, which were built well into the 1970s. So when you look at this particular powertrain, around 115 horsepower, which was actually a lot for its day. Most cars of this era were somewhere in the 80s or 90s, so it's semi-powerful.
This is a beautiful color. What can you tell me about the interior and exterior on this vehicle?
The exterior is called Caribbean Coral, and it's the original Kaiser color. The interior is also, it was redone, but it was redone in original Kaiser Frazer fabric, and the color of it's called Rose Volta. Color-wise, it's semi-unusual for its year. Many cars of this era were somewhat drab in color, but they had a lot of style.
Tell me something about this car that makes it unique.
Well, first of all, they only built cars from 1947 to 1955, so it's one of the shortest-lived American production cars that was ever built. And this particular one represented a major redesign in 1951. Of the 43,000 cars built that year, this was number 1607. So it's a low production model of a brand new style. It's a daily driver.
You're watching Wheels America.
Wheels America is sponsored by Grundy Insurance.
Send us information about your car show. You might be on Wheels America, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.